Hey, what's going on, guys? Cup of Soup TCG here, back again with a brand new video. And today, for you guys, I will be presenting my Machina deck profile for the June 2020 format. Really happy that I was able to get everything for this deck. It's quite affordable too. I am playing a couple expensive cards, but there are plenty of budget alternatives for those cards if you cannot access them. Really fun. Can put up some pretty good boards, which I will actually show in a combo tutorial later on down the track. Anyway, let's get right into the profile. So, first and foremost, for the Machinas, we're playing 3 Citadel. He is the new boss monster of the deck. Pretty much what he does is we can target a machine monster that we control. We can then destroy it, and then all monsters that our opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it are destroyed. And when he's in our graveyard and an Earth Machine monster is destroyed by battle card effect, except Machina Citadel, we can actually special summon him, and we can use each effect once per turn. Then, out of Eternity Code, we're also playing 3 Middle Cruncher, arguably one of the best normal summons for this deck, also really good for a combo in the deck that allows us to get True King of all Calamities. And what he does is when we control no face-up monsters, we can normal summon him without tributing, but his original attack becomes 1800, and if he is normal special summoned, we can reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters in our deck, and our opponent randomly adds 1 of them to our hand, and then we shuffle the rest back into our deck. Alongside him, we also play 3 Gear Frame. He's still really good in the deck, being another normal summon to add any Machina card from our deck to our hand, and then his Union effect isn't as important. We can target 1 machine monster, and equip it, or we can special summon it if it is equipped. But it is it is nice as a level 4, being able to also act as a Stratos for the deck. Then we're playing 3 Fortress. He's just a free special summon, gets machine monsters into the grave, which is always important. Like, you can get something like Citadel into the grave, and then we can special summon it out. Also, if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, we can tell 1 card our opponent controls, destroy it, and before resolving an effect that targets this card, we can so as our opponent targets it with some card effect, we can look at our opponent's hand and rip a card out, which can come up, So we can sort of break even in terms of advantage by making them minus a card out of their hand. Then we're playing 2 Irradiator and 2 Aerator. These cards sort of do similar things. They both destroy a machine monster that we control to special summon a Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level. Irradiator will summon it from our grave, and Aerator on our opponent's turn will summon it from our deck. Then lastly, to round off the Machinas, we're playing 2 Process Storage as another level 4. So he just simply revives Machina monster in our grave. Can't use its effects this turn. So this, if we have a Citadel in grave, we can revive it. And we can also target 1 other Machina monster we control and 1 spell trap your opponent controls, return both of them as well. Also, nearly forgot, we're playing the Mega Form. The Mega Form is really good for our True King of all Calamities play, which we get off of one card, so it's a really short card. Pretty much we contribute it to special summon a Machina monster from our hand or deck, and if a Machina Fortress that we control is sent to the graveyard while this card is in our graveyard, we can banish the Fortress and then special summon it. However, we can only use 1 effect per turn. Now, we are also playing a Scrap Engine, so I'm playing 3 Recycler and the Golem. This just helps set up our grave. We can dump Citadel, and then during our combo, when we have to destroy a machine, like for example Scrap Wyvern will destroy the Recycler, we can then trigger the Citadel, which allows us to have a Citadel on field. So really good. I feel it's really necessary to play the engine. Then for my tech option, I'm playing 2 Abominable Unchained Soul. So this card's really good because we are playing a lot of destruction effects. So if we have it in our hand, we can just summon them out, pop them once to our opponent controls. Say if we've used Citadel on their turn, or say we've used Irradiator on our turn. So because it's a level 8, it allows us to go into some rank 8 plays And also, it is also a dark, which is relevant for the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword that we play. So yes, we are playing Union Hanger. Yes, we are playing the Buster Lock. Like, if you guys are not comfortable with playing the Buster Lock, you could play a Peacekeeper instead, a Machina Peacekeeper, as an alternate target for the Union Carrier. But I feel this is so strong because there are a lot of scenarios where you can end on a Union Carrier Buster Lock VFD, and just most decks just simply can't play through that. Next, onto the spells. We're playing 3 Redeployment. This card is absolutely insane in this deck. Like, if this card was in any other deck, it'd probably get banned. Simply, we can discard 1 card to add 2 Machina monsters with different names from our deck to our hand, or we can discard 1 Machina card and add 2 Machina cards with different names from our deck to our hand. So it's this Rhoda pretty much that searches 2 cards. This single-handedly gets us into VFD. It gets us into that True Calamities play, which I will show you guys in a combat tutorial video soon. Next, we're also playing 1 Defense Perimeter. This is just a nice one-off when we control level 7 or higher monster. Our level 6 or lower machine monsters can't be targeted with card effects, and also they can't be attacked. So this is really good in scenarios where we might want to ensure that like our gear frame resolves or our process storage resolves. This will sort of allow that. And also, if a machine monster we control is destroyed by battle or card effect, we can target 1 machine monster in our graveyard and add it to our hand. So it's a nice little resource engine that so we can recycle back stuff. Like, simply by Citadel destroying itself, we can then use Perimeter to add a card back from our grave to our hand. So it allows us to grind a little bit more. Then we're playing 3 Call by the Graves, just simply to stop any hand traps that our opponent might have, because there are a few choke points within the deck, and also just good to stop, general graveyard shenanigans. Then we've got a couple power 1-offs. We're playing 1 Foolish, 1 Reborn, 1 Upstart. These are just some power 1-offs. Reborn is always good, it's Reborn, and Foolish lets us set up our graveyard along with Scrap Recycler. Onto the traps. We're playing 3 Imperm. If you don't have Imperms, it's fine. You could play Ash Blossoms, you could play other hand traps, you could play Compulses, whatever you like. I just have the Imperm, so I choose to play them. Probably arguably one of the best hand traps to play, simply because we can set it for going second, and it doesn't get stopped by Call by the Grave. Once again, Ash is also a nice option if you want to play Ash instead. Then we're playing 1 Overdrive. I really like Overdrive because what it does is we can target 1 machine monster we control, special summon 1 Machina monster with a different name from our hand or deck, and if we do destroy that targeted monster, so there's once again destruction synergy with the other cards in our deck, and we can also banish this card from our grave, then target 3 machine monsters that are banished or in our grave, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1. So it has this Pot of Avarice, Pot of Acquisitiveness style effect, allowing us to grind out. Because, this deck actually has the ability to grind quite well. Like, there's been a couple of matches where I've been up against various decks that constantly try to break my board, and I'm able to rebuild it because of all these recursion effects that the deck has. Anyway, moving on to the extra deck. We're playing 1 Union Carrier. We primarily just play this for the Buster Lock, but if you wanted to play a Peacekeeper, or if you wanted to even use it to set up your graveyard, because you could potentially do that, it's like equipping a Citadel to it, and then you could have an Irradiator and you equip a Citadel to it, and the Irradiator pops itself, and then you could set up your Citadel in your grave if you wanted to do that. I'm playing 1 IP Masquerena. This is just a really good card for instances where if we have the Scrap Wyvern sitting on the field, if we have a Union Carrier sitting on our field, we can, link them away on our opponent's turn to make, the link monster to disrupt their plays or to improve our board. If you don't have this, you could simply play on Mrs. Radiant. That is a really good card you could play since you are all Earths, allows you to push for damage, push for OTKs. Then I'm also playing the Scrap Wyvern. This is just essential for the scrap package that we are playing. Allows us to just, put so many resources into our grave, synergizes with Citadel so well. We're also playing a Unicorn just to out back row, and a Phoenix just to out back row, and a Unicorn just to return any card back into the deck. Really good with IP to disrupt our opponent. I'm also playing an Avramax as well, which is another IP target. A card that I'm not playing, that you could play actually instead of an Avramax, or instead of any other of the following linked monsters I'm about to show you, is Unchained Abomination. Really good with all the destruction effects since it synergizes so well, because what Unchained Abomination does is when a card in the field is destroyed by card effects, we can target one card in the field and destroy it. So, you know, just being able to destroy additional cards, get more disruptions, is really good for the deck too. But also playing one Bomber Dragon. This is quite nice. I really enjoy this card with Aerator, because, you know, with Irradiator, we can simply summon something out from our grave or from our deck and nuke our opponent's board. So it acts like additional sort of citadels in a way. Playing one Zeraboros, similar sort of reason, except, you know, Zeraboros doesn't come back until our standby phase. Potentially you could swap out one of these for a Trisbana if you so wish to. You would probably swap the Bomber for the Trisbana, I feel. Then we're playing a Borolo Sword Dragon for OTKs, and Borolo Dragon to sub out any problematic monsters that we might be facing. Once again, guys, like, a lot of these Link 4s are simply preference. I would highly recommend playing an Unchained Abomination if you haven't. I do not. But yeah, any of these Link 4s, if you wanted to cut them for an Unchained Abomination, be my guest. We're playing a One Dweller, since it is probably one of the best universal rank 4s that we can play. The deck has the ability to make rank 4s, so there's no reason why we wouldn't play it. We're playing one Big Eye. You know, we can overlay 2 fortresses, they're level 7s, make a Big Eye, take an opponent's monster. Pretty strong card. Dingirsu for our rank 8 play. Just, you know, puts protection on our board, which is really good. And so, like, say for example, we could, you know, protect our board with Dingirsu while we summon something out of our grave. We've got a True King All Calamities for the aforementioned played, and we also have a Phantom Fortress as just another rank 9 target that we can potentially go into. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Cup of Soup TCG. Please leave a comment down below if there's any questions that you guys might have. Thank you guys for 50 subscribers. Many more videos to come really soon. Combo tutorial up next, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.